Hi, I'm Revanth. This is part 14 of Web Services video series. In this session, we will discuss CRUD operations in web service. Important synopsis we will discuss in this video are how to make a database connection, CRUD operations in web service with database. So let's begin the tutorial. If you haven't watched the previous videos, I recommend to watch before proceeding this video. CRUD operations in web service. First, make a connection to the database and perform CRUD operations in web service. When the client starts performing some operations in the client application like a create, read, update and delete operations, CRUD operation logic is in the web service. It performs the transaction into the DB like database. Let's create the web service which performs CRUD operations in web service. Let's flip to Visual Studio. Click on File, New, Website. Select a template as Visual C# and framework as 4.5. Select ASP.NET Empty Website. Rename the project as Web Service CRUD. Click on OK button. Once the project is created, right click on the project, add new item, select web services, click on add button. So it creates the service. Now right click on the project, click on add new item, select a class file, rename it as BAL, Business Access Layer. Click on yes. This is the default constructor for this class. Now let's create two properties, one for employee name and another for employee salary. So employee salary and employee name has been created. Now let's create method for inserting the data. So we need the configuration manager to read the connection string from the web.config. Configuration manager dot connection string. We need to specify the name of the connection string in order to connect the database. So let's write DB connection I'm using SQL Server, so SQL connection it is present in system.data.sql client namespace. Let's pass this here. SQL command so we need to create the stored procedure sp insert employee. To make this as a stored procedure, we need to write this line command type dot store procedure. We need two parameters, one for name and other for salary, to insert the employee details. This is the property we have created. So by executing this command, it returns the integer, has number of records affected. As if the count is greater than 0, we have to return employee details as inserted, or else we have to return employee details not inserted. Now let's flip to webservice.cs. Let's create a method for inserting the employee details. Let's call this business access layer, create a constructor for the class. Initialize the parameters. This will return this values, employee details inserted or not. Let's make it as pass or fail. if the status is equal to pass, we have to return employee details not inserted. Now let's create a database. Let's flip to SQL Server, create new database, name the database as CRUD Let's create a table. So creating the table with a table name TBL CRUD and inserting the ID as the primary key with identity. We are creating the employee name as the column and the employee salary as the 2 columns. Let's execute. So command completed successfully. Now let's insert Now let's execute this. Select this line and click on execute. So one record affected. So one record inserted with Ajay has the name and his employee salary is 45,000. Now let's create the stored procedure for this. For inserting the record, create procedure name, insert an employee, let's take this line, copy and paste here. Do a small modification here. In place of this name, copy this name, and in place of salary, place this salary. Select this line and click on execute. So command executed successfully. Let's quickly check whether this procedure is working or not. Stored procedure name, we need to pass as it is showing. Name, we need to pass name and the salary, these two parameters. Let's pass name as the string, name has John, salary has a string like 55,000. Select this line. When we click on execute, so one row affected. Let's quickly check how many records are created. So John has inserted, has the new record. So this stored procedure is working perfectly. Now let's flip to Visual Studio. Now let's create a database connection. Click on View, click on Server Explorer. Now right click on the data connections, click on add connection, click Microsoft SQL Server, click on continue. As I am using the server name as a local server, has dot, use the authentication username and the password. Click on the database we have created, CRUD, click on test connection. So test connection succeeded. Click on OK. OK. That will create the database. Right click on the database and click on properties. It will generate the connection string for us. Copy that and let's flip to web.config. Create a connection string now. Name of the connection we have used DB connection. Connection string equal to, paste the connection string we have copied, and the provider name, system.data. SQL client. That's it. Let's save the project and build the solution. So build succeeded. Now let's run the project. Click on OK. So click on this insert employee link. So it is asking employee name and the salary. Employee name has Bunny and the salary is 32,000. Let's click on invoke button. So it comes to the insert employee. So we have entered Bunny as the employee name and the salary. It comes to insert business logic layer. So employee name and the salary. It opens the connection with the connection string. Once it executes and inserts this record in the database, it returns the number of records inserted count value. So it has inserted one record. So returns as a pass. The status is pass, so it will return employee details inserted. Let's stop debugging. For time being, I have already created for update, delete and select operation for reading. Let's do copy and paste and run the application. This is the stored procedures I have created for delete, select and the update. This is the update query. Let's execute. Select query and delete query. So we have three records. Bunny has inserted, earlier we have created from the web service. Now execute update query by passing Bunny has $42,000. So one row affected. Let's quickly check. So Bunny record salary has been updated. Let's select one. This is a select stored procedure. When we execute this stored procedure, it returns the ID which is matching with 1. So our J record has been found. Now let's delete Bunny record by passing ID has 3. Now so one row affected. So by this we can do delete operation, select and update and insert operations. I have created the business logic also. Let's copy and paste here. This is the update method for selecting, for deleting. This is the insert method. So for inserting the employees details, updating, and for deleting and for selecting, this is a common class for binding the properties to this business access layer. You can download this project from the link in the YouTube description. So we have 3 records here. Let's run the application. Let's insert employee. Employee name has James and its salary is 56,000. Let's click on invoke button. So insert method. So status is pass. So employee details inserted successfully. Let's quickly check in the database. So James record has been inserted. Now let's go back. Now click on select employee. Let's pass 3 has the ID. Click on invoke button. So employee name is Bunny and its salary is 32,000 as per the database details. Now let's delete John record here, has its ID is 2. Let's go back and click on delete employee button. Let's pass 2 has the ID. Click on employee details deleted successfully. So let's quickly check in the database. So John record has been deleted. Now let's update the Ajay salary has 62,000. Let's go back, update employee. Let's pass Ajay has the name and his salary is 62,000. Click on invoke button. Employee details updated. Let's quickly check in the database. Before updating, Ajay salary is 45,000. After it becomes 62,000. You can download the code from the link in the YouTube description.
Thanks for watching. For references and resources, visit these links and subscribe to my YouTube channel for email alerts. Thank you.